YouTubers are not your friend. One of the things that I'm noticing with situations like the Creepshow art situation and other things that have happened in the commentary community, the backstabbing and things of that nature that go on, is there's this idea that people we meet online are our friends. For those who don't know about the Creepshow art situation, I'm not going to take a lot of time with it. You can literally just type in Creepshow art, everything you want to know. There's a whole rabbit hole to it. I'll just throw it out there like this. Creepshow art is a YouTuber who does art commentary, and that is where she draws and she does commentary over it. And at first she was doing story times, and this was a format created by a young lady named Emily Artful. We'll get back to her in a second. But Creepshow art was very popular. She had over 100,000 subscribers, and people kind of took to her. They liked her. She had all the opinions a YouTuber is supposed to have, and you know, she stirred up some controversy now and then, but she had a big follow. There's a forum called Lolcow where people talk about celebrities and YouTubers and things like that. She would go over to Lolcow and make forum posts as a fan and then as a hater. So she would make these forum posts anonymously about herself. This goes against Lolcow's terms of service. You're not supposed to do that, and Lolcow got tired of it and they outed her. Okay, now the problem is, while that was controversial and people were talking about that, Emily, remember we talked about Emily, well, she had done some videos about the fact that she had been stalked and harassed over time. It turned out that one of the people doing some of that stalking and harassment, allegedly, was Shannon, or Creepshow art. And she produced evidence that seemed to corroborate that. So people are just shocked, including myself, because I was a fan of both of them. And we're all just shocked, like, oh my God, is this really happening? Is this really a thing? And so Shannon made some comments about it and everything, but for the most part, she had been what we would consider canceled. She was losing subscribers. People didn't want to have anything to do with her. Other people were coming out and, you know, kind of exposing her and the things she had done to them. You know how that type of thing goes. On New Year's Eve, Shannon came back and dropped this bombshell video that was supposed to prove unequivocally that Emily was lying. And it really was just there to kind of be a character assassination video, and nobody fell for it. Everybody was like, this is dumb. I don't know why you put this out here. You know, it was the worst thing she could have done for one specific reason. Remember, Emily said this person was a what? Stalker. So to try to prove her point that Emily was lying on her, Shannon put all this information about Emily out there, information that went back for years. And everybody, and it's 2 hours, 2-hour video, and everybody kind of stopped and went, why you got all this information on this girl? Yeah, you see that didn't work out too well for Shannon. So she dropped another video going off on Tipster and other people, that just people who she considered to be the problem. They were the problem. They were at fault for the stuff that she had done, and everybody should believe her because you know, there's evidence that she's right. But at that point, the only evidence we had was, well, you kind of seem kind of, you know, stalkerish. I don't know. Got a lot of information on this one girl for some reason. As a man, if I had the amount of information on a person, particularly a woman, a YouTuber, that Shannon had on Emily, y'all wouldn't even be, y'all just be, screw Nathan. He crazy. We ain't messing with him no more. He obviously ain't right in the head. That's where we're at now. Okay. Shannon is blaming everybody else. And there's a ton of videos. People got too friendly with Shannon. Shannon would actually use things that they did or said to her or stuff that she did for them as reason to say, you should be okay with this bad thing I did because I did this nice thing for you. I gave you a shout out. I bought a computer for you. I gave you money, in which one of the people she said she gave money to said, you didn't give me any money. I think she gave money to Tipster. Tipster was like, I give you the money back. It was this thing where she kind of felt, if I did anything for you, you should be okay with anything I did. And there was information that people had kind of given her and things like that where she would just use it against them. That brings me to the point of this video. You don't know anybody on YouTube. And I'm not saying you can't foster relationships with people on YouTube or on, other social media platforms. I'm just saying you don't really know them. I have a friend, when we were fresh out of college, he was working for a production company. It was a small production company here in Chicago. And they did have access to certain celebrities, not necessarily A-list celebrities, but, like people you would know. And he had this habit of, we'd be talking about projects that I wanted to do or something. And he would say, so-and-so is my friend. I was like, wow, you got a lot of famous friends. And eventually we got to a point where we would start talking and he would say, hey, so-and-so is my friend. I would say, hey, call him right now. Call him right now. Let's talk to him about this project. He said, well, I don't have the person's number. That's not your friend. A friend is someone you can call up, you can talk to. If you have a problem, you can lean into them. They can help you out and you can help them out and things of that nature. You have an actual relationship outside of, I saw this person online. And again, I'm not saying you can't develop friendships with people, but you got to be very careful about who you trust. Especially, we know that there's a lot of P to the E to the D to the O's in certain communities and people getting connected with them and, stuff goes on there. And in the commentary community, just a lot of backstabbing going on because part of the commentary community is to have something to commentate about. You have to have something to talk about. That's what makes you a commentator. So with that being the case, people having information about you, suddenly exposed videos come out. We've seen this happen before with people where, people knew information about other people and eventually they just start saying, we're just going to come out with these exposed videos. In many cases, these people were friends. And you got to understand something about YouTube. More views you get, more clout you get, the more money you get. And that's what people are interested in. I mean, I tell you all the time, I do this for what? Fun and profit. I like YouTube. When it's profitable, I love YouTube. That's what it is. So you got to be careful with who you trust online, especially on YouTube, especially in the commentary community, because people are in this for money. And you're only seeing the side of them that they want you to see on camera. So you guys take it easy. Nathan Brandon Masters. Awesome.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn.